If you're a married couple with student loans, you might have heard about filing your taxes, married filing separately, in order to save on your student loan payment. Well, we have finally done some math for the new One Big Beautiful Bill, and I want to break down when it might make sense for you to file separately for taxes to save on your student loans, and when filing your taxes separately doesn't make sense for your student loans. It's important to remember that when you file your taxes, married filing separately, you almost always pay more in taxes. And so the question is does the amount you save on your student loans outweigh your tax increase? Let's break it down and start with an example here. In this first scenario, there is a couple, one high earner making $150,000, one low earner making $30,000. And the low earner of $30,000 is the one that has $100,000 in federal student loans. And yes, my body's in the way here, but if you file your taxes jointly, you're going to pay about $19,948 a year in taxes. If you file your taxes separately here, you can see the numbers there, and it is slightly more. Here it is broken out a little differently. So separately, you're going to pay $24,488 in taxes. Jointly, you're going to pay $19,948 in taxes. So you almost pay $5,000 more a year in taxes. However, by filing separately, you take your student loan payments from $13,000 a year to $0 a year. So you save over $9,000 per year by filing your taxes separately because of the lower student loan payment. You know, $30,000 a year income means your student loan payment is going to be zero. Using your joint income means you're going to have quite a high payment, about $1,100 a month. Now, let me show you when it doesn't make sense. This example is one where it doesn't make sense. So we have person A making $95,000, person B making $50,000. Together they make $145,000. But the key difference here is that this person has joint overtime or tips or whatever, and they qualify for the new $12,500 deduction of your income for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime. That makes a serious difference in your tax liability. You can see the combo here, and I'll pull it up here on the next screen. In this case, when you file jointly, you're going to pay $11,498. If you file separately, you're going to pay $16,219. And then here is the difference in student loan payments. If you have your joint ones, you're going to pay $11,000 a year. You're going to save student loan payments still by filing separately, $7,000 a year. But the difference doesn't work out. It's still cheaper to file jointly to the tune of about $300 per month. And this is why you have to do the math. You have to add up both the tax difference between filing jointly and filing separately, and the student loan payment difference between filing jointly and using your combined AGI and filing separately using your individual AGI. Then you add those two up and you see which one is a lower amount in total between taxes and student loans. It's not just a simple I always file separately to save on my student loans, because doing that could still be costing you more money in taxes than any other way around. So we're coming up to the end of the year. Now is the time to start doing some calculations. What makes more sense next year? Should I file my taxes separately or jointly? Almost all the tax software programs do it. Your accountant or tax preparer can do it for you, but you also have to come to the table with your student loan payments. And then you add them all up like this, and then it'll tell you which is the best way to file. So I know this video was a little wonky, but I wanted to show you the math on why this is so nuanced, because it is not one size fits all. And then these are just super simple examples with taxes, because taxes is a whole other ball of, can of worms. And there are so many different tax scenarios that I couldn't tell you which is which. So you need to run the numbers for yourself and decide jointly, separately, which makes the most sense. Hopefully that helps bring some light to this complex subject of married filing separately versus married filing jointly. Does it save you on your student loans or not? As always, please like, subscribe, and follow, and we will bring you the latest on higher education and money news.